Sir Oliver Letwin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My right honourable friend and I have not always agreed as we've gone through the process of the lengthy discussions that there have been of the Brexit process. But we did both appear before the Procedure Committee about the proceedings that we're now about to undertake. And when he and I and others came to discuss the effects of Section 13, in which many of us were involved in trying to find compromises that would make it all workable, it became clear that there is a significant issue. And I want to explain to those of my honourable friends and those on other benches who may think that this is an abstruse amendment just why it is actually utterly critical, or may become utterly critical, to the future of our country. Mr. Speaker, in Section 13(8) of the Withdrawal Act, it specifies that if by the 21st of January, whoever is then the Prime Minister of whatever is then the government, and I hope it will be the current Prime Minister of the current government, may be compelled to come to the House of Commons and explain that they believe it is impossible to reach an agreement with the EU. And Section 13(8) then specifies that a motion should be put to the House, and I quote it from Section 8(b)(1), in neutral terms. Now, this is a very strange and arcane parliamentary term, but it has a meaning, and the meaning is specified in Section 24(b) of the Standing Orders of the House of Commons, which ludicrously in our unwritten constitution was described by Badgett correctly as the nearest thing we have to a constitution. And what Section 24(b) of the Standing Orders say is, and I quote, where, in the opinion of the Speaker or the Chair, a motion that this House, or as the case may be the committee, has considered the matter, is expressed in neutral terms, no amendments to it may be tabled. What this amendment, which my right honourable friend and I and others have put forward, would do is to cancel the Standing Order 24(b) as it would then apply, so that the House would have a chance to amend the motion put by a government which had concluded that it could not reach a deal with the EU. Now, of course, that may not be in any way relevant to our proceedings, because many of us hope, I shall be voting for the government's deal on Tuesday, many of us hope the government will reach a deal. Many of us hope that even if we don't reach it on Tuesday, we will reach it subsequently under the guidance of the government. In some way or another, I personally believe that under those circumstances, a sort of Norwegian arrangement is probably the next best step. But whatever we may or may not do, we could arrive on the 21st of January with a statement that no deal can be reached, and it could be that at that time there is across this House somewhere a majority in favour of some solution which would avoid us leaving without a deal. And for those of us who believe that leaving without a deal would be a catastrophe for our country, it seems right that we should at least have the chance to crystallise and express that majority should it arise. And the only way of doing that is to provide for the motion to be amendable. And that is the reason for this amendment.